Married to an alien girl, but her sister were waiting too. Diplomatic entanglement. Ren Nakamura adjusted his formal attire as the interstellar shuttle descended through the lavender clouds of Lumaria. The diplomatic mission had seemed straightforward when Earth's Coalition Council had selected him. Marry Princess Naya of the Lumarian royal house and secure the alliance that would grant humanity access to the planet's rare minerals. At 32, with a decade in interstellar diplomacy, Ren had volunteered knowing it meant leaving Earth behind. Ambassador Nakamura, we approach the capital, the pilot announced. The royal welcome awaits. Through the viewport, Ren watched as the sprawling city of Valon appeared, crystalline structures catching the light of the setting sun, casting prismatic reflections across the purple landscape. His heart raced despite his diplomatic training. Arranged marriages were common in interplanetary politics, but actually participating in one felt surreal. The landing platform teemed with Lumarian officials, their purple skin varying in shade from pale lavender to deep violet. Their graceful movements seemed choreographed as they formed ceremonial patterns. At the center stood three figures, the royal sisters. Ambassador, a court official bowed as Ren disembarked. Her Highness Princess Naya awaits. Ren approached the central figure, immediately struck by her presence. Princess Naya stood slightly taller than her sisters, her skin a rich amethyst hue that complemented the flowing silver robes draping her form. Her eyes, large and iridescent, studied him with equal curiosity. Ambassador Nakamura, her voice carried a musical quality that translation technology couldn't fully capture. Lumaria welcomes you as friend, ally, and soon family. Ren bowed deeply, following protocol. The honor is mine, Your Highness. Earth extends its hand in friendship through me. These are my sisters, Naya gestured. Princess Zara and Princess Vela. Zara, with lighter lavender skin and an impish smile, stepped forward first. We've heard fascinating things about Earth diplomats, she said, taking his hand in what should have been a formal greeting, but lingered too long to be merely diplomatic. Vela, the tallest with deep violet skin and an intense gaze, merely nodded, though Ren felt the weight of her assessment. The following days blurred into a whirlwind of ceremonies, treaty discussions, and cultural briefings. Ren learned Lumarian customs, practiced their flowing language, and spent carefully scheduled time with Naya, whose reserved warmth gradually emerged through their conversations. Our marriage celebrates the new moon cycle, Naya explained one evening as they walked through the palace gardens. Bioluminescent flora illuminated their path, casting soft light across her features. It is a time of new beginnings. On Earth, some still marry for love, Ren said, then immediately regretted his directness. Naya surprised him by laughing softly. And you believe diplomatic marriages cannot become love? She stopped, turning to face him. Lumarians believe hearts grow into what they need to become. Without warning, she leaned forward, pressing her lips against his. The kiss, unexpected and electric, sent warmth cascading through him. When she pulled away, her eyes sparkled with something beyond diplomatic courtesy. Perhaps Earth customs and Lumarian traditions aren't so different after all, she whispered. Later that night, as Ren returned to his quarters, he found Princess Zara waiting outside his door, her expression mischievous. Tomorrow you'll meet with the Lumarian Council, she said casually, stepping closer. But first you should understand what becoming part of our family truly means. The look in her eyes suggested complications far beyond what any diplomatic briefing had prepared him for. The sacred tradition, what do you mean? Ren asked, his back against the cool crystal wall as Zara stood before him, her lavender skin almost luminescent in the corridor's dim light. The Lumarian royal lineage follows the path of three hearts, Zara explained, her voice dropping to an intimate whisper. When an outsider joins our family through marriage to one sister, they become bound to all three royal daughters. It's our most sacred tradition dating back millennia. Ren's diplomatic training hadn't prepared him for this revelation. Bound, as in our hearts, our lives. And yes, her fingers brushed his wrist, sending an unexpected jolt through his body. Our intimacy is shared among the four of us. Naya is your primary bond, with Vela and me as your secondary bonds. That wasn't in the treaty documents, Ren managed, trying to maintain his composure. Zara laughed softly. Some traditions are too sacred for official papers. The coalition representatives were informed, though perhaps they didn't fully explain it to you. Her expression turned serious. If this is unacceptable, you must say so before tomorrow's ceremony. Before Ren could respond, another voice joined them. Sister, you're being too forward. Vela appeared from the shadows, her deep violet skin contrasting with her white ceremonial robe. Ambassador Nakamura deserves time to process this information. Ren looked between the two sisters, mind racing. Does Naya know you're telling me this now? It was her suggestion, Vela said, her intense gaze never leaving his face. She wanted you to have the chance to understand our ways before making your final commitment. I should speak with her, Ren said. She's in night meditation until dawn, Zara replied. But we can answer any questions you have. Later that night, unable to sleep, Ren stood on his private balcony overlooking the Crystal City. The 3 moons of Lumaria cast multicolored light across the landscape, creating an otherworldly beauty that still took his breath away. Troubled thoughts keep you from rest? Vela's voice came from behind him. Turning, Ren found her standing in his doorway. I'm considering the implications of what I learned tonight. Vela approached, her movements graceful and measured. Unlike Zara's playfulness, she carried herself with reserved dignity. Many outsiders misunderstand our tradition as merely physical. It is far more. Then help me understand, Ren said. The path of 3 hearts exists because our ancestors discovered that balance comes from the triality of being, she explained, standing beside him at the balcony rail. Naya embodies wisdom and leadership. Zara represents joy and spontaneity. I embody strength and protection. Together we create harmony. And where do I fit into this harmony? Vela turned to him, her expression softening. You bring perspective, change, and new beginnings. You complete what was incomplete. Without warning, she took his hand, placing it over her heart. Through the thin fabric of her robe, he could feel its steady rhythm. This is not just duty, Ambassador. This is the future of 2 worlds finding balance together. The next morning, Ren stood before the Lumerian Council, Naya at his side. Her eyes questioned him silently, seeking his decision. Ambassador Nakamura, the High Elder addressed him. Having learned of our sacred traditions, do you freely choose to join the royal lineage through the path of 3 hearts? Ren looked at Naya, then to Zara and Vela standing nearby. 3 pairs of eyes, each holding different promises, different connections to be forged. In that moment, he realized his heart had already decided. I do, he answered, his voice echoing through the chamber. The ceremony that followed merged tradition with diplomacy. As the final vows were exchanged, Ren felt something shift within him, as though the boundaries of his heart had expanded to accommodate possibilities he'd never imagined. That night, during the celebration feast, Naya leaned close to him. Thank you for accepting our way, she whispered, her fingers entwining with his. I'm still learning what it means, Ren admitted. Naya smiled. That's why we have a lifetime together, all of us. Across the table, Zara raised her crystal goblet in a subtle toast, while Vela's usually stern expression had softened into something approaching contentment. Ren realized that his diplomatic mission had transformed into something far more personal, a journey into uncharted territory, both politically and emotionally. Moonlit Revelations. The Festival of 3 Moons arrived 1 month after the wedding ceremony. Lumaria's triple moons aligned perfectly, bathing the world in overlapping hues of silver, azure, and amber. The royal palace opened its gates to citizens, transforming its sprawling gardens into a wonderland of music, light, and celebration. Ren had gradually adjusted to his new reality, husband to Naya, bound to her sisters through the sacred tradition. Each relationship developed differently. His connection with Naya grew through intellectual discussions and tender moments. Zara brought laughter and spontaneity. Vela remained somewhat distant, though their occasional conversations revealed depths beneath her reserved exterior. Tonight is special, Naya explained as they prepared for the festival. Lumerians believe that when the 3 moons align, our true selves are revealed. Should I be worried? Ren asked, only half joking. Naya's laugh was light. Perhaps. But revelations bring growth. The festival proved magnificent beyond Ren's imagination. Lumerians danced in patterns that mirrored the celestial alignment above, their purple skin shimmering with bioluminescent body paint. Floating lanterns drifted skyward, carrying whispered wishes to the moons. Ambassador. Zara appeared suddenly, taking his hand. She wore a daring outfit of sheer fabric layers that revealed glimpses of her lavender skin. You can't stand here all night observing. You must participate. Before he could protest, she pulled him into a dance circle. The Lumerian movements came awkwardly to him at first, but Zara's patient guidance soon had him matching the rhythm. As they danced, their bodies drew closer, her scent, something like jasmine and stardust, filling his senses. "You're learning quickly," she murmured, her lips near his ear. In dancing and in other things. The intensity of her nearness awakened something primal in him, diplomatic reserve momentarily forgotten. When the dance ended, they stood breathless, bodies pressed together in the crowd. "Zara," he started, uncertain what to say. "Don't overthink." "Ren," she said, using his given name for the first time. "Feel." She kissed him then, a passionate claiming that left no doubt about her desires. Later, seeking a moment of quiet, Ren wandered to a secluded garden area. There he found Vela, meditating beneath the triple moonlight, her deep violet skin appearing almost black except where the light touched it. "Forgive my intrusion," he said, turning to leave. "Stay," her voice stopped him. "I've been waiting." Surprised, Ren sat beside her on the stone bench. "You've been distant since the ceremony." "I needed to observe," she replied, "to understand what kind of man now shares our bond." "And what have you concluded?" Vela turned to him, her expression more open than he'd ever seen it. "That you are worthy of the trust we've placed in you, that your heart is genuine." "I'm still finding my way in all this," Ren admitted. "As are we all." Vela's hand found his, her touch unexpectedly gentle. "Each bond is different. What I offer is not what Naya gives, nor what Zara shares. My heart opens slowly, but when it does, the implication hung between them, heavy with possibility. In the triple moonlight, Vela's usual severity transformed into a striking vulnerability that drew him in. When she leaned toward him, their kiss was not the passionate claim of Zara's, but a slow, deliberate exploration, a promise of depths yet to be discovered. The festival night continued, and eventually Ren found himself reunited with Naya. Watching fireworks explode above the palace, she nestled against him. "You've been with my sisters tonight," she said. Not a question, but an observation. "Yes," he answered honestly, uncertain of the protocol. Naya smiled up at him. "Good. The path of three hearts begins to work its magic." "You're not concerned?" Her fingers traced his jawline. "Why would I be? We are all connected now. Their happiness is mine, as is yours." As the three moons reached perfect alignment overhead, Naya led him to a private royal chamber where, to his surprise, Zara and Vela waited. The room was adorned with ritual candles and scattered with exotic flowers. "Tonight, under the three moons, our bond becomes complete," Naya explained, "if you are willing." Looking at the three sisters, each beautiful, each offering something unique to his heart, Ren realized how completely his life had transformed. What had begun as a diplomatic arrangement had evolved into something far more complex and rewarding. "I am willing," he said, as the door closed behind them and the triple moonlight streamed through the crystal windows, casting them all in magical, multicolored light. Whispers of conspiracy. 3 months into his new life on Lumaria, Ren found himself adapting to the intricate balance of his relationships with the three sisters. Each morning began with strategic meetings alongside Naya, whose political acumen impressed even the most seasoned diplomats. Afternoons often found him exploring the Crystal City with Zara, whose playful spirit revealed cultural insights no official guide could provide. Evenings frequently concluded with quiet conversations in the palace library with Vela, whose knowledge of interstellar politics proved invaluable. "The mineral agreement is progressing well," Ren noted one morning while reviewing reports with Naya in her private study. "Earth's first shipments should arrive within weeks." Naya's expression remained troubled. "It's not the agreement that concerns me." She activated a security field around the room before continuing. "There are factions within the Lumerian nobility who oppose our alliance with Earth. Opposition is expected in any major political shift," Ren replied diplomatically. "This goes beyond political disagreement," Naya lowered her voice. "We've intercepted communications suggesting plans to sabotage the alliance, perhaps violently." Before Ren could respond, A soft chime indicated someone at the door. Naya deactivated the security field as Zara burst in, her usual carefree demeanor replaced by obvious concern. Someone tampered with the environmental controls in Ren's quarters, she announced without preamble. The atmospheric mix was altered to include elements toxic to humans. Ren felt a chill run through him. How did you discover this? Vela insisted on additional security protocols after receiving anonymous threats, Zara explained. The sensors detected the change before you returned to your chambers. That evening, the four gathered in a secure room deep within the palace. Vela paced with controlled energy, her military training evident in her bearing. The opposition faction calls themselves Lumaria Pure, Vela explained, displaying intercepted messages on a holographic projector. They believe blending our bloodlines with otherworlders will dilute our connection to the planet itself. They're particularly outraged by the Path of Three Hearts tradition being extended to a human, Naya added, her fingers intertwined with Ren's. What's our next move? Ren asked, his diplomatic mind already considering options. We go on the offensive, Vela said firmly. I've identified their likely gathering locations. No, Naya countered. A direct confrontation could spark civil unrest. While you debate, Zara interrupted, I've been making actual progress. She revealed a small data crystal. This contains their membership list and future plans. My contacts in the entertainment district are quite resourceful. Ren looked at Zara with new appreciation. Beneath her frivolous facade lay a cunning intelligence he'd underestimated. The annual alignment ceremony is in 2 days, Naya said thoughtfully. All noble houses will attend. If the conspirators plan to act, it will be then, Vela finished grimly. The night before the ceremony, unable to sleep, Ren found himself drawn to the palace gardens. There he discovered Vela in a small clearing, practicing combat forms with a ceremonial blade that flowed through the air like liquid metal. Couldn't sleep either, he asked, approaching. Vela continued her movements without breaking rhythm. I rarely sleep before battle. Is that what tomorrow will be? She finally stopped, fixing him with her intense gaze, perhaps not with weapons but a battle nonetheless. As she stood there, moonlight highlighting the contours of her violet skin with silver, Ren was struck by how each sister faced danger differently. Naya with strategic calculation, Zara with cunning subterfuge, and Vela with direct confrontation. You've changed since your arrival, Vela observed, moving closer. The diplomat remains, but a warrior has awakened. Necessity, Ren replied. No, she contradicted, her hand touching his cheek with surprising tenderness. It was always there, waiting to be recognized. Their kiss began slowly but quickly intensified, different from his intimate moments with Naya or Zara. This carried an edge of danger and protection intertwined. As they separated, breathless, Vela's usually guarded expression had transformed into one of fierce determination. If harm comes to you tomorrow, they will answer to me, she promised, her words both threat and declaration. The alignment ceremony filled the grand hall with Lumaria's nobility. Ren stood beside Naya on the ceremonial platform with Zara and Vela flanking them. The traditional garments, flowing robes embedded with crystals that captured and reflected light, made the royal quartet the visual focus of the gathering. Third tier, left section, Vela murmured without moving her lips. The representative from House Maven is carrying an unauthorized device. Noted, Naya responded just as subtly. Zara, is your contact in position? Zara's smile never wavered as she replied, since before the doors opened, as the ceremony reached its pinnacle, moment when Ren would receive the final blessing confirming his place in Lumarian society, he noticed subtle movements throughout the crowd. A signal passed between several nobles. Naya squeezed his hand once, their predetermined alert. In the next moment, chaos erupted as security forces emerged from hidden positions throughout the hall, surrounding specific members of the assembly. Noble representatives of Lumaria, Naya's voice carried with authority over the commotion. Today we uncover not just a plot against the Earth Alliance, but treason against the royal house itself. The evidence Zara had procured was displayed for all to see. Undeniable proof of conspiracy. What had been planned as an assassination became instead a powerful political victory, cementing both the alliance and the royal family's authority. Hours later, When the political aftermath had been addressed and security measures implemented, the four found themselves alone in the royal chambers. That was... Ren searched for the right word. Exhilarating, suggested Zara, eyes bright with triumph. Necessary, stated Vela definitively. The beginning, Naya said softly, of our true strength together. As the four embraced, Ren realized that what had begun as a diplomatic arrangement had transformed into something far more powerful, a union of complementary strengths that made them formidable together in ways none could be alone. Hearts Beyond Stars. 1 year after his arrival on Lumaria, Ren stood on the palace's highest observation deck, watching as the first official Earth settlement took shape on the planet's northern continent. The alliance had flourished despite the conspiracy attempt, bringing technological exchange, cultural integration, and unprecedented prosperity to both worlds. Admiring your handiwork? Naya's voice came from behind him as she approached, her formal attire indicating she had just come from a council meeting. Our handiwork, Ren corrected, drawing her into an embrace. None of this would exist without you, without all of you. Their kiss was interrupted by Zara's theatrical sigh. Always so serious, these two, she teased, joining them at the railing. Even when discussing our greatest triumph. The triumph isn't the settlement, Vela added, completing their circle as she arrived. It's that we've maintained peace despite 3 additional attempts to undermine it. The past year had transformed them all. Naya had grown more decisive in her leadership, incorporating Earth diplomatic strategies that complemented Lumarian traditions. Zara had channeled her energetic nature into becoming the cultural ambassador between the species, creating programs that fostered understanding. Vela had reformed Lumaria's security protocols, integrating human military concepts with their own defensive systems. And Ren had changed perhaps most of all. No longer just Earth's representative, but a true member of Lumarian society, respected for both his diplomatic skills and his unique position within the royal family. The Path of 3 Hearts has served its purpose well, Naya observed, looking at each of them in turn. Our union has brought strength when we needed it most. Speaking of unions, Zara said with her characteristic mischief, isn't there something you wanted to tell Ren, sister dear? Naya shot Zara a look that mixed annoyance with affection. I had planned a more private moment for this. What is it? Ren asked, suddenly concerned by her serious tone. Naya took both his hands in hers. The royal physicians confirmed it this morning. I am carrying our child, the first human Lumarian child in our world's history. The news struck Ren with overwhelming emotion. A child? I didn't know we were compatible for... We weren't supposed to be. Vela interjected, her usually stern expression softened by a rare smile. The physicians believe the Path of 3 Hearts created a unique biological harmony that made this possible. Our child will be the living embodiment of our alliance, Naya said, placing Ren's hand against her abdomen. Neither fully human nor fully Lumarian, but something new, something wonderful. And of course, Zara added, draping herself affectionately across both of them, the little one will have 3 mothers and 1 father to spoil them completely. 3 mothers? Ren questioned, looking between the sisters. The Path of 3 Hearts extends to all aspects of royal life, Vela explained, joining their embrace. The child will belong to all of us, just as you do. That evening, a private celebration unfolded in their shared quarters. As Lumaria's 3 moons rose once again into perfect alignment, a rare celestial event that had not occurred since the night of the festival a year earlier, the 4 stood on their private balcony, arms intertwined. When I arrived on this world, Ren reflected, I thought I understood what duty meant, what love meant. I couldn't have been more mistaken. Love on Earth is binary, Naya said thoughtfully. Here, we've always known it exists in 3s, the perfect balance. Though I still maintain 4 is even better, Zara quipped, kissing his cheek. Vela, typically sparing with her affection, drew closer to the group. The ancient texts speak of a prophecy, that when the stars send a worthy heart from beyond our world, the Path of 3 Hearts will create something unprecedented. A child? Ren asked. More than that, Vela answered. A new beginning, a bridge between worlds that can never be broken. As the triple moonlight bathed them in its ethereal glow, Ren contemplated how completely his life had transformed. What had begun as a diplomatic mission had become a journey of the heart, one that had expanded his understanding of connection, intimacy, and love beyond anything he could have imagined. To think, he mused, looking at the three extraordinary women who had become his family. I once believed I was sacrificing my chance at love by accepting this assignment. And now? Naya prompted, her eyes reflecting the moonlight. Now I know that love exists in forms I never dreamed possible. Ren answered, drawing all three sisters closer as the moons reached their perfect alignment overhead. Some hearts are meant to travel beyond stars to find where they truly belong. As the four of them stood united under the triple moons of Lumaria, their shadows merged into a single silhouette against the Crystal Palace walls. Four individuals who had become something greater than the sum of their parts. Their unique bond, forged through diplomacy, strengthened through danger and cemented through love, had created not just an alliance between worlds, but a new definition of family that transcended both human and Lumarian traditions. And as the news of the coming child spread across both worlds in the days that followed, it became a symbol of hope, proof that differences could become strengths, that boundaries could be transcended, and that hearts, when open to possibility, could expand to embrace what once seemed impossible.